The Belle of Louisville is a well-known icon within the city of Louisville. Though many people are familiar with its role today as an event center for everything from school dances to gala celebrations, few know the rich history that accompanies this iconic ship. Its journey began many years ago in a place far removed from Louisville, Kentucky. In 1914, James Reese and Sons Company built the Idlewild for the West Memphis Packet Company. It was built in the Western River style with the entire ship made of wood except for its steel hull. Today it is the only steamboat of its kind still remaining. At the time, it was praised for its design, which allowed it to float in areas of water as shallow as 5 feet. This would prove to come in handy for the various jobs the ship would take on throughout its future. The Idlewild was originally used as a ferry in Tennessee, carrying passengers from Memphis, Tennessee to West Memphis, Arkansas. Apart from being a ferry, the ship was also a cargo ship, carrying goods such as cotton, lumber, and grain. In the 1920s, the Idlewild took on the life of a tramp, as the people of that time called it. It would travel from port to port, offering various excursions along the river systems of Ohio, Illinois, Mississippi, and Missouri. In 1931, the Rose Island Company of Louisville chartered the Idlewild as a ferry for the Rose Island Resort. The boat would pick up passengers from the resort and take them 14 miles down the river to a popular amusement park at the time known as the Fontaine Ferry Park. The ship was recommissioned, however, during World War II. By day, it would push oil barges along the Ohio River. By night, the Idlewild was used as a floating USO nightclub for the troops stationed nearby.
In 1947, the Idlewild was sold to J. Herod Gorsuch, and her name was changed to the Avalon the following year. The name change had been the deathbed wish of the boat's master, Captain Ben Winters, whose career had started aboard a different steamboat called the Avalon. In 1949, the Avalon was purchased by a group of investors based in Cincinnati, Ohio. Over the next 13 years, she became the most widely traveled river steamer in the country. The Avalon pulled into ports all along the Mississippi, Missouri, St. Croix, Illinois, Kanawha, Ohio, and Cumberland rivers. Her many stops included Omaha, Nebraska, Stillwater, Minnesota, Montgomery, West Virginia, and Nashville, Tennessee. During this time period, major improvements were made to the Avalon. A 33 by 96 foot hard maple dance floor and stage were installed. The owners also enclosed the main and boiler decks in glass so that her seasonal operation could be extended. Even though she had gone through extensive improvements, by 1962 the Avalon was a sorry sight. Financial troubles for the boat, changing habits of recreation and leisure time, and the advent of television and air conditioning had brought an end to this colorful and romantic era in steamboating. The boat was literally days away from the scrapyard when an auctioneer offered to put the doomed steamboat on the auction block.
On May 24, 1962, she was purchased at the auction for $34,000 by Jefferson County Judge Executive Marlowe Cook. He later became a Republican senator for Kentucky. The Avalon then was brought to her permanent home in Louisville, Kentucky, where she was renamed the Belle of Louisville. The Belle of Louisville was in poor shape and needed major repairs. The restoration of the steamboat was supervised by marine architect Alan Bates. On April 30, 1963, the Belle of Louisville made her first race against the Delta Queen. This was the beginning of the tradition of the boats racing on the Wednesday before Derby, which became the Great Steamboat Race. In the late 1960s, the Belle of Louisville went under construction again to lengthen and widen the boat. Her final size is 200 feet by 46 feet. In 1966, the Belle had a new steam-powered calliope installed on the roof. The calliope is played before she leaves the dock in order to attract people to the steamboat to buy a ticket to ride the Belle.
In 1989, the Belle was designated as a National Historic Landmark and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The city nearly lost the vessel in August of 1997 due to an open freshwater valve. On August 24th, the crew of the Belle found her sitting on the bottom of the Ohio River. No one could speculate what her future would be after this event. However, with many specialists working furiously to fix the problem, she was raised again and continues to offer cruises. Today, the Belle of Louisville is a popular attraction for both tourists and the locals. It is a popular venue for weddings, corporate events, reunions, and dances. It even offers educational cruises for school field trips. Of course, the Belle is included in the Derby festivities. One of the popular events of the Derby Festival is the Great Steamboat Race. Before 2009, the Belle of Louisville raced the Delta Queen for the Golden Antlers. After the Delta Queen retired in 2008, the Belle of Cincinnati replaced her. Now both Belles race down the Ohio River from Jeffersonville, Indiana to Louisville, with the winner's prize being the Silver Antlers. Since 1995, the Belle of Louisville has been managed by the Waterfront Development Corporation. She will celebrate her 100th birthday in 2014, an event that will surely be commemorated by the city. For now, the Belle will continue to offer a majestic view of the Louisville skyline for the thousands of people who jump on board each year to cruise the Ohio River.
The history of the Belle contains a treasure trove of instructional opportunities for elementary school. As a historical perspective, understanding the prevalent use of the river systems during this time period of America can help students compare modes of travel from the past to the present. This might include comparing the impact of the steam engine to the present-day internal combustion engine. It might also include examining the extensive use of the steam engine in the 18th and 19th centuries through travel by rail. This would satisfy the historical perspective standard SS-EP-5.2.3 relating to describing change over time in technology and transportation. The history of the Belle can also be used in the instruction of geography as well. Students can study the river systems of America in order to analyze their role in transportation and settlement in the steamboat era. This would work especially well considering the boat's extensive and varied travels throughout the different river systems. This would satisfy the geography standard SS-EP-4.2 regarding students recognizing how technology helps people move, settle, and interact in the world. The history of the Belle could even be integrated into economics through the use of the limited resource of coal. Although scarcity was not reached in the time of the steam engine, the subject of coal as a limited resource would be especially poignant considering that Kentucky is the second largest distributor of coal in the U.S. This satisfies the economic standard SS-EP-3.1.1 regarding students developing an understanding of the nature of limited resources and giving examples of resources in general.